What's up, everybody? It's Monster Chappie. We're back for some more Madden 15 action, and today we got a doubleheader. The first game I'm rocking with the Buffalo Bills, and in the second game, I'm going to go ahead and use those Carolina Panthers. Now, first thing I want to talk about is a new tournament scene in Virginia, and that's GridIron Gaming. So now the East Coast now has 3 tournament hosts that are going to be pretty consistent and holding it down. You got Atlanta, you got Virginia, and you got New Jersey. And so whether you're in Northeast, Southeast, or just Central East Coast, you definitely have an option available that's pretty close to you. I mean, coming from Minnesota, that sounds like love. I'd probably be hitting all of them if I was on the East Coast. But with that being said, you know, I got school and stuff, so won't be able to go to too many tournaments until January. But after January, I'm definitely going to try to make it to a lot more. But I will be posting information about all tournaments that they have moving forward as well, so you guys will know when that's going on. Their next one is on the 13th, and I think the guaranteed prize is $2,000. So definitely something you're going to want to look into if you find yourself in that area, or if you want to travel to that tournament and get your shot at some moolah. Now, next thing I want to say is if you know anybody that hosts tournaments regularly and the prize is at least like 500, definitely let me know, because I'll definitely try to let other people know about it. Doesn't matter what region it is. If you're Texas, West Coast, Midwest, if it's at least 500, it's got to be guaranteed though. And you got to know the person. They've got to have hosted before. I don't want to just promote their first tournament because, you know, some people have done some shady things in the past, and we want to make sure these people that we are promoting are legit. So that's just my take on that. But if you do know somebody that's trustworthy, they've been hosting for a little bit, and, you know, they're starting to get a little bit more consistent, we're definitely trying to grow this tournament scene. And Madden competitively this year is going to be a whole lot of fun, especially with the variety of schemes that you're probably going to see. I know a lot of people are using like Denver for the pistol bunch and stuff, but overall I've definitely seen a pretty decent variety of schemes from a lot of different competitors, and I've seen a lot of people using a lot of different teams, which again is something that I expected this year because you no longer need the mobile quarterback. Don't get me wrong, it definitely helps to have a mobile quarterback. In the 2 situations that are really helpful is when they play coverage defense, when you're able to swerve the spy, or when they play coverage or they just run a regular stock defense and they don't have a spy, you could take off. I guess I count that as kind of 1, but I guess you can count it as 2. And then the third scenario would be when they're blitzing then, if you want to count those as 2 separate ones, because you can, you know, run away from the blitz. If they're bringing pressure from the left, you can go to the right and just take off and just get positive yardage or just escape whoever it is that's rushing at you. And then a scenario like this, you know, Kaepernick just takes off. I got a spy there. It's actually a really fast linebacker, but unfortunately, the way the spy works sometimes, it just doesn't work out too well. So I would definitely say contains are a better containment of the QB than just the QB spy. I would rather have the 2 contains out there. Likewise, I would rather have 2 contains than a QB spy. Then you're pretty much safe. Not 100% safe, but you're pretty safe when it comes to, you know what I mean, just containing the quarterback. But overall, that has not been too big of an issue for me at all to this point. And I still haven't seen anything offensively that's too buggy or glitchy. I've seen a couple people trying to do some rocket catches and stuff. But, you know, if you blitz them like crazy, that's not going to be an issue. And, you know, it is what it is. But run game is definitely very solid in this year's game. If you're not using the run game, at least balancing it, at least mixing it in, you're making a mistake there. You don't want to just get too pass heavy. This year is a really good year to be more balanced. You're going to want to have at least some running or at least some passing available to you at all times, because if you get predictable, if you get to the point where you can only really do one thing well, it makes it very easy for the defense. And as a defensive player, I love when the other player can only do a couple things. It really makes my job so much easier. So don't restrict yourself. Don't limit yourself in what you can do. Be as open-minded as possible and be as efficient as possible. And then on these streaks, man, just let the computer handle it. For some reason, users just get terrible animations. Even if you have ball hawk on, even if you have it off, it doesn't matter. Played with both, and you just get some really bad animations. A lot of the times you don't get an animation, which is definitely something I hope they fix. Is it likely to be fixed? Probably not. This was an issue in Madden 25 as well, so I'm gonna assume that's probably a little bit of a legacy issue type thing, and those are usually a little bit harder to work out most of the time. So that's just a quick tip there. Now, as far as the Bills go, definitely a really good team, man. After looking at the roster, I was like, wow, got a really solid team. These Panthers, however, they have a really good defense. I like Cam a lot, and their ground game isn't too bad, but their wide receivers, boy, oh boy, they do not separate at all. Like, they low-key might have the worst wideouts in the game. If you can think of a team with worse wide receivers for Madden, let me know, but goodness gracious, I struggle offensively every time I use the Panthers. I've used them like 3 or 4 times now just to get a feel. And you definitely notice a difference between using their wideouts and pretty much any other team's wideouts, whether it be the Redskins, Packers, Broncos, or any team that has some solid wide receivers, Lions. It's just a world's difference as far as how they get open and how they separate from defenders on a consistent basis. So that's the thing about them. They do have great catching traffic. However, if you're not getting open, it's really not going to matter how good your catching is, because the defender is going to be there to either swat it down or pick it. And right here, I tried to get an animation with Jones. I actually went for the swat there, and I just didn't get an animation. So that's why from now on moving forward, I just let the computer handle it. Right here, we're able to get a nice little interception in the red zone. Like I said, guys, there's 3 parts of offense that you're going to need from your 0 to 20. Basically backed up against the opposite end zone. Then you need to work on your red zone offense, and you also need to work on your offense from the 20 to the 20. And I would say your red zone offense is most important, 20 to 20 the second, and then backed up on the on your heels is probably the third most important, just because you don't see that situation as often. But definitely that's something you want to have, because if you don't, you end up giving up a safety, or you end up having a punt, giving them great field position. Now, pretty much in the fourth quarter here, this game's kind of coming to an end. We're starting to hit him with some heaters a little bit, and he's running a lot of play action. So, definitely had a lot of fun using these teams. Again, still learning process. And again, this is that offense I was previously using. It's not the Carolina scheme yet. But the Carolina scheme is coming along pretty well right now. So once that's done, I'll let you guys know. And then I'll let you guys know as well about the defensive ebook in the next video. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this gameplay. And until the next time, it's your boy Monster Chappie. We gone!